Hey, what's up? Dusk here. So I wanted to talk about my recent positive experience with TFT. And you might be asking, what do you mean positive experience? What's so weird about that? Well, I play a lot of League. Well, I used to. I've played League for over 10 years, but mostly through Rift and ARAM. And if you know anything about those game modes, they're not exactly the crowning bastion for positivity, we'll say. It's almost like the player base works very hard to make that game mode less fun for themselves and then everybody around them. But TFT appears to be a different story. And I'll tell you how this revelation came to be. So I decided, because my content's all over the place, that I really wanted to find something I could just play on the regular. And I know I like TFT, I play it in a casual capacity. But if I'm gonna stream it, I thought to myself, let's do ranked. Let's get into the serious side of it. Let's, where there's a little bit more depth, so to speak. Well, it turned out there's a lot more depth to the game, especially the more recent sets, and especially this set, which is a pretty cool set that I do like. But there is a lot of depth to it, and tools I didn't even realize existed, like the Team Planner, which you might see pop up in this little background video here at some point in time. Do not look at the items I put on the Senna. So what happened while I was streaming TFT and, trying to get into the ranked stuff and learn the game, is that I had people come by, players who were seasoned Teamfight, excuse me, who were seasoned Teamfight Tactics players. They were very good at the game, and they had a lot of genuine supportive advice. They were genuinely helpful. There has been a lot of toxicity creep in PvP over the years. So much so that you can see a lot of people moving to co-op games these days, which I myself started to move away from PvP as well, doing more survival games and roguelikes and, stuff like that, which is very fun. And, thanks to indie and AA developers, we've seen more and more games in those genres come out, and they've been fantastically fun. Looking at you, Expedition 33. Solid game, by the way. But there's just something about PvP games when you want something that has a lot of replayability. And this is where TFT kind of shines. It gives you that PvP outlet, that PvP fix, that PvP replayability, but it doesn't come with all the toxicity. You still get the enjoyment of playing like these co-op or single player games, and that has just been a great thing to experience. And so, part of this video is just wanting to let other people who may not have been aware that TFT exists or games like this to maybe give it a try. There are other games too. There's like Super Auto Pets and a few other companies have a version, their own version of TFT, and TFT wasn't the first. It's just the one that I'm playing because I'm a long-time League player, right? But there are other games like this. They're called auto battlers, right? It's a really pretty great PvP genre, and it's one that I'm really, really getting more and more invested in. So yeah, I think I just kind of wanted to spread the word a little bit on there, as well as say that I do plan on doing quite a bit of content, I think, on TFT. It's going to take me a little bit because there's a lot to learn, and I want to make sure that, I'm at a pretty high level when I start putting the content out there, because the kind of content I want to do, that I personally love doing and I have a bit of a reputation for doing, is trying to find things that are underpowered or low tier, and then finding a way to make them, viable. I may not be able to elevate them to S tier. Usually you can't, but you can usually at least find a way to make them strong and interesting and viable, and that to me is super fun, and I love doing it. So that's going to be my focus in TFT, is to play ranked, get good, climb the ladder, but then try to do things where I can take low tier comps and characters and do interesting stuff with them. And then hopefully while I'm at it, finally get some kind of an identity in my channel. Like, there's doing variety content, and then there's doing whatever it is that I'm doing, which is just completely random, unrelated genres all over the place. It's kind of a mess around here. And so I want to fix that too. So I'm going to be focusing on like a good PvP replayable game, and that's probably going to be Teamfight Tactics. And then I want to make a little sub area for like the comedy and the fun stuff, because I love laughing. I love playing games with the community. So expect the weekends and close around the weekends to have a lot of like Jackbox and stuff like that. And then I'm gonna carve out a day to do like fun little spooky games, because I love fun little spooky games. Just got a little burned out on them for a little bit. Played them too much. They stopped being scary. And if they're not scary, they're just not fun. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this one. Thanks for watching. Hope I see you in the next one.
I'll get us through this.